Now, let's say you have area bounded by x equals g of y. Now, notice, this is not y equals in terms of x. Now, it is x equals in terms of y. And you have x equals f of y. And bounded by two horizontal lines. Let's say y equals c and y equals d. So area bounded by these four lines are this right here. And how do you find the area of this region? Now, instead of using the vertical rectangles, we have to use horizontal rectangles. We have to break down this region into a bunch of little horizontal rectangles. So in order to find the area, now you're going to find the integral from C to D. And instead of top minus the bottom, now in order to find the length of this, it has to be right minus the left. Minus the left. And instead of dx, notice, the width of this rectangle is going to be not dx, but dy. So we're going to look at some examples. From another video, we already solved this problem, the region bounded by y equals radical x, y equals x minus 2, and the x-axis. We solved the problem using vertical rectangles. Now, what we could do is you could actually use horizontal rectangles to find the area of this. In order to do that, we need to solve this, rewrite this equation so that it will be x equals in terms of y. So squaring both sides, you get x equals y squared. And what about this? You got to solve for x, so you get x equals y plus 2. Remember, if you want to use a horizontal rectangle, it has to be x equals in terms of y. So which one is on the right side? It's this one. And that is on the left. So what is the setup? Setup will be integral of, look at the y values. This region goes from 0 to 2. So it will be 0 to 2. What's on the right side? Y plus 2 minus y squared. And it has to be dy. Now, when you evaluate this, that will be the area, which is the same answer that we got using the vertical rectangles. Now, you want to find the region bounded by y equals x cubed and x equals y squared minus 2. You might want to graph this on your calculator. Now, remember, if you want to graph this on your calculator, you have to solve for y. So you get x plus 2 equals y squared. So when you solve for y, you're going to get positive, negative radical x plus 2. So in order to graph this, you have to graph two equations. First is radical x plus 2, and then you got to graph negative radical x plus 2. And then graph y equals x cubed. You'll get this graph on your graphing calculator. So in order to find this region, instead of separating this into two regions, you could use a vertical rectangle and find the area of this part right here and find the area of this part right here. But instead of doing that, we could use a horizontal rectangle and go from here, the y value of this to y value of that. And the y value of that is negative 1. And what is the y value of that? You might have to use your calculator. You end up getting 1.7930037 and so forth. Okay? So what will be your setup to find the area of this region using the horizontal rectangles? Now, in order to find the area, we got to find the height of this rectangle. The height is right minus the left. In order to do that, equation has to be x equals in terms of y. This one is okay. But what about that one? It has to be x equals cube root of y. So now you're going to get integral of -1 to 1.793037. Remember, whenever you want to use horizontal rectangles, these two are the y values of intersection. And then it'll be right minus the left, which is cube root of y. Or you could say y to the 1/3, same thing, minus quantity y squared minus 2. And don't forget your dy. That's your setup. And you could use your calculator to find the answer. You get approximately 4.21493. Remember, you want to go at least 4 decimals on the AP exam. So this is good enough.